So lots of discussion about the new DRZ4S. Of course, the big discussion still centers on the price, which I must agree is a tad high, but I've never ridden the bike. It seems that folks that have ridden the bike or spent some time on it almost agree that the MSRP is not bad. That's the price. I'd rather see it at $8,500 at the most, right? And no extra destination fees, but you know, that's just me. And like I said, I haven't ridden it. The big thing is why no 6th gear? And you'll always hear that about an old bike. It's almost like the DRZ is the only bike that doesn't have a 6th gear. Good Lord, guys. I don't think the XR has a 6th gear. Might. DR400S does not have a 6th gear. KLR650 does not have a 6th gear. And the list goes on and on. Would it have been nice to have a 6th gear? Yeah. You know, so you could tweak the rest of the gears. And I guess it really comes down to what'd you buy the bike for? I mean, if you bought the bike for ripping down the highway, then you bought the wrong bike. It's just the way it is. It's a dual sport. They're not supposed to go 80 miles an hour. Not only that, it's a small, well, 400 cc's. I consider it small, but it's small to medium size in displacement. Yep, it's going to scream a little bit. Now I know the 300L and the KLX300 all have 6 gears, but they almost need it for lack of power. They need better first, second, and third gears. And then going back to what I said about what did you buy the bike for? I bought this bike for mostly off-road. I mean, I do commute on it now and then. But off-road, especially around here, I don't know that I ever even get in 4th gear. And if I do get in 4th gear, you know, it's not very long. So does it need a 6th gear? No. Would it have been nice to have a 6th gear? Yes. I mean, this bike will do 70 miles an hour all day long. I've done it. Put in some good earplugs and cruise on. Now, if you're a supermoto guy, I can understand your argument. Then again, I don't understand supermotos. It's not something I would ever buy. Yeah, they look like fun, but way underpowered for what I want. If I bought a supermoto, I'd want it at a minimum like a KTM 500 supermoto. I don't know, I come from a background with big bore street bikes, right? You know, GSXR 1000, 750, big sport touring bikes, 1300 cc's or more, and then my GS. I mean, yeah, they're heavy, but I mean, if you want power, there's your power. I don't know, I just don't get the supermoto thing. If you're gonna go race them, I get that 100%. But the sub, you know, 50 horsepower supermoto doesn't do anything for me. I just don't get it. Why would you do that? Just get an MTO's 9, MTO 7, something like that. The supermoto thing does not compute in my brain. But anyway, the supermoto guys would have a valid argument about the 6th gear because they're trying to rip down the highway, I guess, occasionally. But for us off-road guys, we've been riding 5 gears since freaking 1969. I mean, come on. And doing just fine and having just as much fun as anybody with 6 gears. I've taken this bike on 1,200 mile rides, and I'm going to do it again here shortly, assuming I, you know, survive the few commutes I have between now and then. Man, traffic's been crazy. Ever since school got back in this year, traffic is just insane. I don't get it. for a state that supposedly people are fleeing, there's more freaking people here now than I've ever seen. It's just nuts. But would I run out and buy a DRZ4S? Well, I have this, so no, I wouldn't. Would I buy one if I was in the market for a brand new bike, which that may never happen again? It's too easy for someone with mechanical abilities to buy a used bike and bring it up to new standards. Hell of a lot cheaper. That's what I did with this old DRZ. Well, not that old, I think it's a 2017, with about 15,000 miles on it. Got it pretty cheap compared to a new one, and did all these modifications. Changed out the plastics. UFO plastics were only like $100 for all of them. Bought some graphics, cleaned everything up, checked the valves, all the things on the engine, put in a new clutch. Didn't need it, but I thought, what the heck. It had a new chain and sprockets. Yeah, even including that rally tower on the front and everything else I've done, new wheels, new clutch, it's still thousands less than what a brand new one would have cost. So that'll be my route from now on. Anyway, here we are on the DRZ400S with all the things added. Got a full exhaust, got a jet kit, got an airbox mod, got a lithium battery, UFO plastics, a Cerberus tank, 4 gallons, and an Adventure Rally X Adventure Tower, which I freaking love. Those are kind of expensive, but man, I bought mine right after Christmas last year, and they had a Boxing Day special. It was 25% off. I scooped it up at that point. I mean, yeah, it's 800 Australian dollars, so it's only like $5 American, right? Nah, just kidding, Australia. Love you guys. I'd rather be down there riding dirt bikes with you guys. You guys know what's up. But anyway, yeah, it's the rally tower's fucking golden. Excuse my language. How's the view up front from the rally tower, huh? New camera location. Hopefully it doesn't fall off. That that GoPro 360 up front seen better days, man. It's been sent to the ground accelerated speeds multiple times. But yeah, going back, did I even answer the question, would I buy a DR4S? Maybe. I don't want a Honda 450, mostly because of, you know, maintenance intervals, and the damn things for some reason seem to run like crap. Without a lot of money, right? So you buy a brand new bike and then you throw a lot of money at it, and it's still a finicky little bastard. And there's a reason why. And don't get me wrong, it's an amazing bike. It's a stand-up bike, though. That's the problem, I think, with a lot of YouTubers. A lot of them are not aggressive stand-up riders, you know, motocross types. So the bike is a cantankerous thing for them. I'm trying to use words that won't get me banned from YouTube, but yeah. So have you noticed that a lot of the major YouTubers who bought a 450 and sank thousands of dollars into them keep them for less than 6 months? And look how many of them are on the market for sale used. That's a bad sign for average Joe rider. Just keep that in mind if you're average Joe rider. I'm average old rider. I used to be fast, I used to be good, I used to race. But now I'm lazy, and I'm content with just, you know, having fun off-road and trying to not get killed by cars. And if you look at the Japanese dual sport line, and I'm a Japanese bike guy, and don't get me wrong, I love the KTM 500. It's an amazing bike, and we're making it better than the last time that you were with me and we rode it. And It was like being in a helicopter with one blade missing on the main rotor. But why I love the Japanese bikes, the maintenance intervals on them are normal. Don't skip me, don't skip me, don't skip me. Thank you. Sorry for the noise, I'm gonna have to flip open here. But yeah, I like to stick to, I don't know, I've been a Japanese bike guy since I was a bike guy. My first bike was a Kawasaki. And I've worked for Japanese motorcycle dealerships. And the quality, no matter which brand you buy, is just, it's there, you know. And because I was a mechanic at those dealerships, I just know Japanese bikes. I know what they can and can't do, what the hardware can and can't take. But that's the other thing with Japanese bikes. The aftermarket is massive. And there's so many bikes, there's so many parts, they're a lot cheaper. And I hate using the word cheap because it sounds like, oh, you know, you're cheaping out, but no, let's just go, they're more cost effective. Yeah, there we go. More bang for your buck. The only backside or negative side to Japanese dual sports is they're heavy compared to their European counterparts. And that comes back to the DRZ. For a Japanese dual sport, it's actually pretty light. You know, my old bike here, 300M, what, 19 pounds? You know, all you KTM guys are saying, whoa, 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 that's way too much weight. Well, it's not really. That's pretty light for a 400cc dual sport bike from Japan. Are we still filming? Yes, we are. We'll probably have a dead battery before I can show you how well this bike does at 70 miles an hour, but I think earlier, when I first got on the freeway, we got up to 65, maybe. It's no big deal. I mean, I was barely giving it any throttle. The engine wasn't even that loud. RPMs didn't even feel that high. I don't know. So the one major difference, and a lot of people that are reviewing the bike don't seem to point it out on the DRZ4S, is they dropped one tooth in the back on the sprocket. So there's your gearing change. And they probably did that because they were able to tweak the fuel injection to give them the torque they needed to make their bike respond better with that gearing. I have no problem with the amount of power and the way this bike runs on a carburetor. I mean, I have the JD jet kit and the full exhaust, and I basically jetted the carburetor based on what the jet kit said for a full exhaust, and she purrs like a kitten, man. It rips on down the freeway. It's got plenty of power. So, yeah. But anyway, I put that 1/2 smaller sprocket on the back just for giggles. And I think they're onto something. I like it. I don't know what it is. At all RPMs, the bike just feels, or sorry, at all speeds and all gears, the bike just feels a little more relaxed. With one tooth, I don't know. That can't be, but what? 100 RPM? Maybe? All right, let's do the highway portion of my old DRZ, and keep in mind the new one is supposed to be better. Probably the best kept secret, if it is a secret, on a DRZ for highway riding is a good set of earplugs, which I don't have in today because I was listening to music, and I didn't plan on doing this highway run, but here we are. Okay, there's your 70. And I've literally done 70 like all day. I don't know what the big deal is. The vibrations are not bad at all. I've definitely ridden street bikes with more vibration than this bike. The old Concourse 1000 comes to mind. I mean, I have grip puppies on top of my heated grips. I'm sure they help a little bit, but in no way do my fingers feel like they're tingling or anything like that when I get done with this run. If your fingers are tingling, maybe you release your grip a little bit. Not a chicken, you're not trying to choke it. Oh, and here we are. It's perfectly smooth, no vibrations, nothing shaking. So far, I'm not dying. Would 6th gear be nice? Maybe. Do I need it? No. Have any power left at 75? Oh yeah. I don't know if I remember right, but I think the top speed on this bike's like 95? 90 or 95. I don't know. That what you saw right there is probably the fastest I've ever had at 80. I just don't know why I would want to go faster than that. But like I said, I have done 70, 75 for hours at a time. Not a big deal. Now I'm getting wet. You guys wet? See if I can wipe you off a little bit. A little moist this morning, fogging up. Nobody likes moist. Well, I shouldn't say that. Impeach? Impeach what? What's the opposite of impeach? Umpeach? Bike smells hot. I hope I'm not burning my bag. I mean, there's a heat shield. Shouldn't be burning anything. What's in my right bag? My shoes. Don't burn my shoes. I mean, that's not hot. I don't know. Something smells hot. Can you guys see the temperature on the radiator? It's not hot. It's an exhaust thing for sure. Could be some diesel truck going through a DEF cycle, I think. That's what it smells like. Melting crayons. Is there a diesel car up in front of me? Maybe that Maybach SUV is a diesel. Yep, I think it was a Maybach. I don't smell anything now. The DEF cycle is weird. The smell of burning crayons. Well, as a friend would say, after a ride home, not dead. I'm not sure why he says that, but he does. And yes, we are home after the commute to work. on the DRZ. Let's take a look at the DRZ, which is dressed as a KLX right now. Might go with some back to some yellow plastics this winter. Not sure. You can get a complete set of UFO plastics for less than 90 bucks. So, you know, it's like changing clothes, right? So, as mentioned during the ride, or maybe, yeah, I think I did mention it. I've got the Tusk excursion bags on here. I have a Moscow Moto Noblin I installed because I have it on all my other bikes. I thought I would just put it on this one as well. The KLX did great. /DRZ. As you saw, you know, we were ripping right on down the freeway at 70 miles an hour. It's not really that big of a deal. I mean, I consider the vibrations on this bike minimal. It's obvious if someone thinks a bike vibrates a lot, they've never ridden a bike that vibrates. If you guys have any questions, post them down in the comments section. We installed these Tusk Adventure tires. That was my first blast down the freeway with them. And I'm just incredibly impressed at how smooth they are. The bike was perfectly stable, perfectly smooth. Much, much better on the road. If you guys have to do more road riding on your dual sports, I highly recommend them. It's a great little bike. I like it. I can understand why there's a DRZ cult following. And of course, the Adventure Rally X tower just makes all the difference in the world. I really, really enjoy that investment. Solid. I would buy it again in a heartbeat. And I probably will buy another one for the Himalayan. Kicking that idea around would be kind of cool. Build up a Himalayan with rally tower. So yeah, that's the DRZ/KLX. And I hope you guys enjoyed that ride. And let's see, what will the next video be? Oh, we put those same tires on the KTM, so I think I'm going to take the KTM for a spin. As you remember last time I rode the KTM, it was like riding in a helicopter. I was even making helicopter jokes. Anyway, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Maybe on the orange bike. Yep. Peace.